let me call this a public health emergency. This is something that every nurse, Nigerian trained nurse, and even the nurses in diaspora must speak out and let our voices be heard. And I am talking about the new Nursing and Medical Council of Nigeria verification circular that was circulated a few days ago. Hello, my name is Abiodun Ajiwe. I'm a creative nurse, I'm a midwife, I'm a public health advocate. I am a Nigerian trained nurse. I'm passionate at what I do and I love what I do. On all my social media platforms, I talk about nursing, I talk about lifestyle, and I talk about everything in between. Normally, my face is always very smiley and I'm always very happy doing what I'm doing. But tonight, it is not a smiley night for us. It is not a smiley night for Nigerian nurses. As tomorrow we are going to be going out to protest against this new NMC verification circular that was circulated a few days ago. Now, what exactly is this NMC verification circular? What exactly does it portend for nurses? So I'm going to be explaining it in details in this video. And after this video, there's a call to action for every nurse who is resident in Lagos or Abuja, or you can find your way there. It is pertinent that we move en masse to protest against this verification circular that is passed. It is important. It's as if our lives depend on it. Now, let me give you a background check. All of us know that every nurse in Nigeria, almost every nurse in Nigeria, wants to japa. Japa means that you want to travel abroad, go for greener pastures, seek better opportunities outside of Nigeria. That is no longer news. And it is because of the myriad of so many factors, including poor incentives, poor salary, poor working conditions, poor remuneration. And a lot of people would wonder that respect nurses noble, cause. We talk about care, we are very important in the health sector. Why are we living in droves? Now, let me give you just a tip of the iceberg. Now, a doctor who finished today, I'm just using doctor as an example. It's not I have anything against doctors. A doctor who finished his course or his his certification today is going to be earning much more than a matron who has been on duty. A matron is a senior nurse who has been on duty for 10, 15 years. So you can imagine how our remuneration is. But let's look from number three. It says eligible applicants must have a minimum of 2 years post-qualification experience from the date of issuance of permanent practicing license. Any application with provisional license shall be rejected outrightly. Now, let me paint you a picture. When you're done with nursing school, most times we finish by March. Yes. By the time you're done, I got my license after I finished in March. I got it dated July. Yes, July. And that was the notification of results. Yes, that's what we call provisional license. And it is until after a year before, or 8 months to a year, depending on how fast the School of Nursing is, before you can be given that certificate, that actual certificate that you are a nurse. So there is 1 year gap there already. But you can, in Nigeria, you are allowed to work with the provisional license, which is notification of results. Now, what National Medical Council of Nigeria is saying is that even after you have waited for 8 months to 1 year to collect that license, before you can request for a verification from National Medical Council, you should have worked for 2 years. That's like 3 years. Now, what it means is that you cannot, as a mother, take a child through nursing school and immediately after, maybe you have an uncle that will say, okay, finish nursing and come over. There's a lot of jobs in nursing. The girl still has to wait, or the boy still has to wait for 3 years before the child can be verified. Because what happens is wherever you want to work anywhere in the world, they will request that your nursing and medical council of your country would verify you that the license you're bringing to them, that you are indeed a trained nurse, is genuine. So they are going to request a verification from the body of National Medical Council in your country. For example, they are going to request for my National Medical Council in Nigeria to certify that of a truth the license I am presenting to them as a nurse is valid. And that is what happens in a whole lot of countries. I've gone to the United Arab Emirates, I'm going to the UK, and that's what happens. They're going to write to the National Medical Council that this person, so and so, Mrs. Nurse Lagbaja, is saying that you've certified her. Can you verify that she's actually certified and she has gone through the nursing training and she's licensed to work as a nurse in your country? Because she wants to do some examination in our country and want to be sure that we are dealing with a nurse who has, probably had the nursing training somewhere or the nursing graduate. So that's what Muslim Council is saying, that we need that girl has to wait another 3 years to work in Nigeria before she can be given that verification. Number four, the council shall request a letter of good standing from the chief executive officer of the applicant's place of work and the last nursing training institution attended, and responses on this will be addressed directly to the registrar, CEO, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. Now, what that one is trying to say is that even after what we have gone through initially, 3 years, you have to collect a letter from where you are working, from the CMD, yes, from the doctor, where you are working currently as a nurse. And then you have to collect a letter from where you have practiced, you have done your training, either as a nurse, as a midwife, mental health nurse, whatever you have done. Now, those two letters now has put us at a lot of disadvantage. And that's because there are even some schools of nursing that their record keeping is poor. I am sorry to say, but it is. So for those of us who have experienced it, you know what I'm trying to say. And then when you are already saying that until a doctor can certify that a nurse is working well, has worked well, we are already at the mercy of other professions. Because for a lot of hospitals in Nigeria, it is being headed by a medical doctor. And we are trying to, as much as possible, reduce this gap that has been made from generation to generation, making nurses to be under doctors. It is absurd. This is what we are fighting against. Please look into this circular. The third thing is that the applicant must have an active practicing license with a minimum of 6 months to expiry date. Well, that's normal. Your license should at least still be valid, before you can say you want to do verification in that country. That's fine. Then applicants must upload the certificate of registration only. Okay, so it's certificate they need, not even the notification. And that can sometimes take up to 8 weeks, 8 months to 1 year before it can even be done. Now, the last thing which I want us to talk about is that processing of verification application takes minimum of 6 months. So even after the girl has waited for 3 years, and we have to go and look for one letter from a CMD and also another letter from the training institution she has worked in, and she's now able to get to that point even after getting a certification, and she has put in for the NMC verification, she has to wait for another 6 months before a licensing body just says, yes, this person has been verified by us. In this day and age where we have technology, where we have everything working at the speed of light, so we require for another 6 months before a National Military Council can just say, yes, this person was licensed by us. We are saying that of the truth, this person was trained by us. Now the question is, will we continue to wait? How long will such destinies continue to wait? I know of the tribulations that we nurses are going through in Nigeria, because I have worked in Nigeria for 10 years. So I know what it means when you are not well remunerated. I know what it means when you are not well incited. There are a lot of things that are involved, even to your mental health. And if you have an opportunity to go abroad, like I would always say, Nigerian nurses are the best nurses on earth. There is no contesting in it. As long as you're trained in Nigeria, you went through the rigors of training in Nigeria and getting your license in Nigeria. We are the most intelligent, the most brainy, the smartest, and the most intelligent nurses all over the face of the earth. We can face any situation and we can tackle it headlong because we are trained that way. Now imagine for you to now cage such an intellect in a box because of laws that are not relevant. How relevant is this to develop nursing? How relevant is this for the health sector? You could complain about the brain drain that people are living in droves, nurses are living in droves, but putting this circular in place is not going to stop us from living, because the migration laws, still opportunity still comes for you to live from one country to another. A lot of countries, their nurses are migrating day by day. So this is not an hindrance. But please, the call to action is this. Every nurse in Lagos and in Abuja, tomorrow we are converging together to protest, this circular. The Nursing and Midwifery Council head, Mr. Abubakar, we are seeking and craving your indulgence to look into this circular very well and see what it will do for the Nigerian nurses, both in Nigeria and in diaspora. 6 months is too much for a Nursing and Midwifery Council to just verify that this person has trained in Nigeria. It is too much. I'm not even talking about the financial aspect now. for you to do verification now is big money in Nigeria. I'm not even looking at that, but these stringent laws are a no-no. This is so this is like modern day slavery, where you are going to keep somebody where he or she does not want to stay. If you are a nurse or you are interested in helping nurses, please share this video. Share this video. It is important for this to go viral so that we nurses can stand up with one voice. Remember, we are the heart of the healthcare facility. We are the health of the healthcare system. We have the number, we have the voice, we have the strength. All we need to do is to make use of it. And if you think that you're in another profession and it's not coming to you, remember that anytime things are coming in my own language, we say ombo awonla dede. That means that it has happened to nurses. It will start moving, because if nothing is done now, they will keep clamping on other professions that are trying to find their way outside Nigeria for better or greener pasture. And then you start to see them circulating law that will even affect that particular profession of yours. So let us arise, let us stand up in our numbers and say no to this method of nepotism, modern slavery against nurses. It is high time that we stand and fight for the truth, because truth shall definitely prevail. Thank you so much. My name is Abiodun Ajiwe. If this is the first time of joining me, please subscribe to this channel and like and share. This is important. Please share so that it gets to 1,000,001 nurses. That would affect the change. And even it will get to the lawmakers and policymakers and say that this is not acceptable. I do not speak against any of our policies. I don't like speaking against them. But when it has something to do with the future of nursing profession all across the nation of the world, we have to stand up. We have to speak, and we have to fight this. This is not acceptable. The Nursing and Midwifery Council verification new circular is not acceptable. And we have to fight up, stand up to say no to it. Thank you.